Greetings and welcome to Jefficho Films. Today, we'll be reviewing The Great Wall. Now, I've watched a handful of reviews and they all say the same thing. The movie starts out strong, gets boring with the characters, and the CGI isn't that great. Now, mass numbers of anything CGI tend to blend poorly, but when you actually focused up on the creatures, they looked really good. As for the boredom part, well, I didn't find the characters that uninteresting. Maybe it's the hours of time I've spent watching terrible movies and built up a tolerance for it.
This is Sador of the Malmori. I command you to surrender.
I'll surrender, you sorry son of a mutant.
It's going to blow. We're all gonna die.
That can't be.
I want to live forever.
I thought the characters actually went about natural progression throughout the movie. So yes, this movie does start out strong, with Matt Damon and his band of thieving mercenaries riding through a deserty, rocky terrain. They looked pretty worn down and tired, and probably should have been crapping themselves due to the sheer number of people chasing them. But what I really enjoyed was Pedro's experience and Damon's calmness to the whole situation. As for Pedro Pascal, he had his Oberon Martel accent on point, and he's probably going to be typecast because everybody seems to love him in that accent. Matt Damon had some sort of Irish accent, which kind of went in and out, but it really didn't matter. They both bought in, and it seemed like everybody was on board for this movie. So when we get to the wall, we get introduced to Tian Zhang's character, a leader of the Nameless clan. I first saw her in Special ID, a Donnie Yen action movie. She's a pretty good actress. I'm looking forward to seeing her in Kong Skull Island. This is where we're introduced to the many clans through Pedro and Damon's observations during the first battle. Needless to say, they prove themselves during combat. Damon saves a soldier's life with his 100% accuracy with his bow. But on the more realistic side, we don't get the gravity-defying action we usually get in an Asian fantasy film. The battle isn't squeaky clean, there are heavy losses. Apparently the creatures attack every 60 years, though it probably should have been more like 100, that way you could be like, nobody's seen it in their lifetime, and then a lot of people would start to disbelieve why the people are actually even at the wall to protect them from these creatures. You know, visually there are a lot of amazing shots. The cinematography was done quite well. There's this flying lantern funeral part where all these lanterns are flying through the sky, and it just looks beautiful. But then again, I do like the pretty lights in the night sky. So after the battle, Damon's character's earned a little trust, and he's befriended that one soldier that he saved. We also get introduced to William Dafoe's character, who was a lot like Pedro and Damon. He came to the wall in search for black powder to become rich.
We have traveled thousands of miles in search of a weapon more powerful than we've ever known.
Why are you here?
We came to trade.
You lie.
It's nice to see a lot of these characters have similar flaws. In fact, man's greed is an underlying theme in the story. There's this late night attack that showcases something that's said several times throughout the movie, that the creatures are getting smarter, that they're building a strategy. The creatures have a queen, and from what I can surmise, she's ancient. It's been there for thousands of years watching these attacks and coming up with new strategies. They put a lot of nice details into creatures' behaviors, which I really enjoyed. I also liked the way how the queen would interact with her subjects. She also had an honor guard, which was kind of interesting. The only thing I didn't like was the sort of psychic connection she had, where they were saying if you killed the queen, the rest would die. And that's just kind of abnormal. It's not really an animalistic thing. Like if you attack the leader of a pack of wolves, the other wolves might let you live if you're Liam Neeson. Generally, they just run off. Like in the greatest movie, like 13th Warrior, you kill the queen and the others just run off and leave. Jing's character has some suspicions, but she's starting to wear down Damon, and he's starting to see that he needs to care more than just about himself.
I fought for greed. And God, this is the first war I've seen worth fighting.
In a more layered movie, they'd probably have some romantic aspect, but other than a few looks, I suspected they weren't going in that direction. I really enjoyed the back and forth between Pedro and Damon. Even when their characters started to grow apart in their agendas, they still had each other's back.
You think they see you as some kind of hero? This is where you chose to die. Good luck with that.
And they were both very flawed characters, and they would make mistakes, and you'd see they had to work through the consequences of them. It made them very human characters. I liked how all three of the leads had very human characteristics, and even the supporting cast was important. There's this one soldier who showed fear in combat and was punished for it, and he later redeemed himself, and it was nice to see. Sure, there were some cheesy shots, but if you know what you're getting into, there's a lot of pleasant surprises in this. It was far better than anything I saw in January, and its ending was fairly satisfying. They could make more sequels of this, and I'd probably go watch it. I'm not sure it's going to make enough money for that domestically, but worldwide it's already recouped its losses and made profits, so you never know. It was nice to see a blending of the two cultures and a different style of filmmaking that we don't normally get to see here in North America unless you go looking for it. I gotta say, it was worth it just seeing Pedro Pascal and Matt Damon with long ruffy hair and beards fighting lizard-like creatures. That alone sold me. So overall, I'd say if you had some interest in this movie, don't let the reviews scare you off. There is enjoyment to be had. And as always, thanks for watching.